Hello and welcome to another episode of our scripture reading here with TheDriveWay.Ministry. We are on episode 14. We're going to be reading chapters 21 through 25. It has been a while since I did my last recording, which will be dropping in 2 weeks for you guys to see. I don't know, you might be able to watch it now. I'm not really sure. I had a little bit of issue with uploading it after I recorded it. So yeah. Another issue I'm having right now, and I can't seem to figure out, is people not getting the notifications when my videos drop. But I will say I usually just set them on the default time that YouTube has, which is like 12 o'clock midnight. So they'll always be there every Monday morning, or whatever time you decide to get on YouTube. So they'll be there when you're up, which works for me. I could have done some recordings last week. We have had a lot of rain, which has been one of the things that have prevented me from doing recording. But also I could have done some last 2 days, but I've been pretty much doing other things as well as procrastinating on a lot of stuff. So not what we really want to do, but hey, we're human. It does happen. I was also letting the previous videos I recorded have time to upload, because I wasn't sure how far ahead in advance I can upload these videos. So, you know, if I do 13 video batches, then take some time off, then hey, it's like you guys never miss a day. Alright, so let's get in the stream. We're on chapter 21, so if you like what you see, what you hear, and you enjoy what you see and what you hear, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and share with a friend. All we're trying to do right now is just spread the word, the gospel of the Father and the Son. Share with friends, family, maybe someone that you might know that might need to hear it. Alright, so let's start. Chapter 21, Exodus. Now these are the judgments which you shall set before them. If you buy a Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing. If he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. If his master had given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her master's, and he shall go out by himself. And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free, then the master shall bring him unto the judge. He shall also bring him to the door, or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. That sounds painful. If you don't know what awl is, it's like a old school drill. A lot of people that set up cabins in the woods, like off-gridding, still use it. A lot of people just, with that old craftsman way of doing things, it's just pretty much a drill bit. Has a little hole, you put a rod through it, and you just turn to make the hole. So yeah, it's an old school, no battery, no electric drill. I just take a nail and just hammer it in. And if a man sells his daughter to be a maidservant, she shall not go out as the manservants do. If she please not her master, who has betrothed her to himself, then shall he let her be redeemed, to sell her unto a strange nation. He shall have no power, seeing he has dealt deceitfully with her. And if he has betrothed her unto his son, he shall deal with her after the manner of daughters. If he takes him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall not be diminished. And if he do not these three unto her, then shall she go out free without money. He that smites a man so that he die shall be surely put to death. And if a man lie not in wait, but God delivers him into his hands, then I will appoint you a place where he shall flee. But if a man can presumptuously upon his neighbors to slay him with gall, you shall take him from my altar that he may die. And he that smites his father or his mother shall be surely put to death. And he that steals a man and sells him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. And he that curses his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. And if a man strive together, and one smites another with a stone, or with his fist, and he die not, but keeps his bed, if he rises again and walks abroad upon his staff, then shall he that smote him be quiet. Only he shall pay for the loss of his time, and shall cause him to be thoroughly healed. And if a man smite his servant or his maid with a rod, and he die under his hand, he shall be surely punished. Notwithstanding, if he continued a day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is his money. If a man strive and hurts a woman with child, so that her fruit depart from her, and yet no mischief follow, he shall be surely punished, according as the woman's husband will lay upon him. And he shall pay as the judge determine. And if any mischief follow, then you shall give life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burning for burning, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. And if a man smite the eye of his servant, or the eye of his maid, that it perish, he shall let him go free for his eye's sake. And if he smite out his manservant's tooth, or his maidservant's tooth, he shall let him go free for his tooth's sake. If an ox gore a man or a woman that they die, then the ox shall be surely stoned, and his flesh shall not be eaten, but the owner of the ox shall be quiet. But if the ox were wont to push with his horn in time past, and he hath been testified to his owner, and he hath not kept him in, but that he has killed a man or a woman, the ox shall be stoned, and his owner also shall be put to death. If there be laid on him a sum of money, then he shall give for the ransom of his life whatsoever is laid upon him. Whether he have gored a son, or have gored a daughter, according to this, judgment shall be done unto him. If the ox shall push a manservant or a maidservant, he shall give unto their master 30 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned. And if a man shall open a pit, or if a man shall dig a pit and not cover it, and an ox or an ass falleth therein, the owner of the pit shall make it good, and give money unto the owner of them, and the dead beast shall be his. And if one man's ox hurts another, that he die, then they shall sell the live ox, and divide the money of it, and the dead ox also they shall divide. Or if it be known that the ox has used to push in times past, and his owners have not kept him in, he shall surely pay ox for ox, and the dead shall be his own. If a man shall steal an ox or a sheep, and kill it, or sell it, he shall restore 5 oxen for an ox, and 4 sheep for a sheep. If a thief be found breaking up, and be smitten, that he die, there shall no blood be shed for him. If the sun be raised upon him, there shall be blood shed for him. For he should make full restitution. If he hath nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft. If the thief be certainly found in his hands alive, whether it be ox or ass or sheep, he shall restore double. If a man shall cause a field or vineyard to be eaten, and shall put in his beast, and shall feed in another man's field, of the beast of his own field, and of the best of his own vineyard shall he make restitution. If fire break out and catch in thorns, so that the stacks of corn, or the standing corn, or the field be consumed therewith, he that kindled the fire shall surely make restitution. If a man shall deliver unto his neighbor money or stuff to keep, and it be stolen out the man's house, if the thief be found, let him pay double. If the thief be not found, then the master of the house shall be brought unto the judges, to see whether he have put his hands unto his neighbor's goods. For all manners of trespass, whether it be for ox, for ass, for sheep, for raiment, or for any manner of lost things, which another challenge to be his, the cause of both parties shall come before the judges, and whom the judge shall condemn, he shall pay double unto his neighbor. If a man deliver unto his neighbor an ass or an ox or a sheep, or any beast to keep, and it die, or be hurt, or driven away, no man seeing it, then shall an oath of the Lord be between them both, that he hath not put his hand unto his neighbor's goods, and the owner of it shall accept thereof, and he shall make it good. And if it be stolen from him, he shall make restitution unto the owner thereof. If it be torn in pieces, then let him bring it for witness, and he shall not make good that which was torn. And if a man borrow aught of his neighbor, and it be hurt or die, the owner thereof being not with it, he shall surely make it good. But if the owner thereof be with it, he shall not make it good. If it be an hired thing, it came for his heir. If a man entices a maid that is not betrothed, and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. If her father utterly refuse to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of her virgins. You shall not suffer a witch to live. Whosoever lies with a beast shall surely be put to death. He that sacrifices, misread that, unto any god, save unto the Lord only, he shall be utterly destroyed. You shall neither vex a stranger nor oppress him, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. You shall not afflict any widow or fatherless child. If you afflict them in any wise, and they cry at all unto me, I will surely hear their cry, and my wrath shall wax hot, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives shall be widows, and your children fatherless. What a weirdo. If you lend money to any of my people that is poor by you, you shall not be to him as an usurer, neither shall you lay upon him usury. If you at all take your neighbor's raiment to pledge, you shall deliver it unto him by that the sun goes down, for that is his covering only, it is his raiment for his skin, wherein shall he sleep, and it shall come to pass when he cries unto me that I will hear, for I am gracious. You shall not reveal the gods, nor curse the rulers of your people. You shall not delay to offer the first of your ripe fruits, and of your liquors. The firstborn of your sons shall you give unto me. Likewise shall you do with your oxen and with your sheep. 7 days it shall be with his dam. On the 8th day you shall give it to me, and you shall be holy men unto me. Neither shall you eat any flesh that is torn of beast in the field. You shall cast it to the dogs. See, well, these laws aren't really hard to follow. You know, I hear that a lot with a lot of modern Christians, or so-called Christians, as, goes, that, oh, we're not meant to follow all the laws, or we can't follow them. Although true, not all laws are meant for everyone. There are laws in here, are rules for men, for women, for children. And as we saw, for slave owners. Now, this sounds like laws for farmers or people that have raised cattle and livestock. So, it does come down to, you can follow all the laws, but it also depends on what are you doing. If you're a husband, there's laws in here for husbands. If you're a wife, there's laws in here for wife. If you're a farmer and you and are also a businessman, then you have to follow those laws as well. It's no different than, say, modern day with these 4 examples. You marry a woman, you marry a man, you have rules you follow. Then if you have a business, you have to follow those rules, and cattle, you got those rules you got to follow, and so on and so forth. Now, get back, we're on chapter 23. Laws about slander and false witnesses. You shall not raise a false report. Put not your hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. You shall not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shall you speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. Neither shall you your countenance a poor man in his cause. If you meet your enemy's ox or his ass going astray, you shall surely bring it back to him again. If you see the ass of him that hates you lying under his burden, and would forbear to help him, you shall surely help with him. You shall not risk the judgment of your poor in his cause. Keep you far from a false matter, and the innocent and righteous slay you not. For I will not justify the wicked. And you shall take no gift, for the gift blinds the wise, and perverts the word of the righteous. Also you shall not oppress a stranger, for you know the heart of a stranger, seeing you were strangers in the land of Egypt. In 6 years you shall sow your land, and shall gather in the fruits thereof. But the 7th year you shall let it rest and lie still, that the poor of your people may eat what they leave the beasts of the field shall eat. In like manner you shall deal with your vineyards and with your olive yards. 6 days you shall do your work, and on the 7th day you shall rest, that your ox and your ass may rest, and the sons of your handmaid, and the stranger may be refreshed. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect, and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of your mouth. 3 times you shall keep a feast unto me in the year. Again, I want to bring this up because I brought it up in one of my last 2 videos. We're this next part of this chapter is going to be talking about the feasts, the first 3 feasts we get. Okay, I want you all to keep in mind, this is not Jewish. Okay, we've been taught over the years, oh, only the Jewish do these. It's the Jewish traditions, Jewish holidays. This is one of the things I want to do with this channel, is end these misconceptions, because at this point, alright, this is still a multitude of nation. Again, I want to reiterate, we do not get the designation of Jews until we get to the tribes with Judah, the tribe of Judah. Alright, so this is still a multitude of nations, or mixed bag of nuts, you know. So this is for everybody. Okay, when the Father gives laws or something like this, it's for everybody. Just like what we were talking about with the law just a few minutes ago, with if you're a husband or wife, you have the laws of the husband and wife to follow. If you're in that position, but also you have a business, you have the laws of a business to follow. Now, those are specific laws for specific things, but this is something we all, as believers and followers, do right here. You know, this isn't, well, I'm Catholic, so we only celebrate this, we only celebrate that, or I'm Jewish and we only do this for us only. You know, we celebrate Christmas and Easter and blah blah blah, whatever your denomination is. No, this right here, ladies and gentlemen, the feast days are what the Father gives us. And if you want to challenge, well, you know, as a Christian, you want to challenge that, I dare you, because go to the New Testament, because you want to say, oh, well, our covenant's with Jesus, and we follow the New Testament. What was the day that he was crucified? The day after Passover. And it's mentioned, he celebrated the Feast of Unleavened Bread and Passover multiple times in the New Testament. Not Christmas, not Easter, not Halloween. So, your argument, especially if you're a Christian, we only, you know, follow the New Testament, invalid. Now, let's get to the reading. Verse 15. You shall keep the feast of unleavened bread. You shall eat unleavened bread 7 days, as I command you, in the time appointed of the month of Abib. For in it you came out from Egypt, and none shall appear before me empty. And the feast of harvest, the first fruits of your labor, which you have sown in the field, in the feast of ingathering, which is in the end of the year, when you have gathered in your labors out of the field. 3 times in the year all your males shall appear before the Lord God. You shall not offer the blood of my sacrifices with leavened bread, neither shall the fat of my sacrifice remain until the morning. The first of the first fruit of your land you shall bring into the house of the Lord your God. You shall not see a kid in his mother's milk. Behold, I send an angel before you to keep you in the way, and to bring you into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him, and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. But if you shall indeed obey his voice, and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto your enemy, and an adversary unto your adversaries. For my angel shall go before you, and bring you in unto the Amorites, and the Hittites, and the Perizzites, and the Canaanites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, and I will cut them off. You shall not bow down to their gods, nor serve them, nor do after their works, but you shall utterly overthrow them, and break down their image. And you shall serve the Lord your God, and he shall bless your bread and your water, and I will take sickness away from the midst of you. There shall nothing cast their young, nor be barren in your land. The number of your days I will fulfill. I will send my fear before you, and will destroy all the people to whom you shall come, and I will make all your enemies turn their back unto you. And I will send hornets before you, which will drive out the Hivites, and the Canaanites, and the Hittites from before you. I will not drive them out from before you in 1 year, lest the land become desolate, and the beasts of the field multiply against you. By little and little I will drive them out from before you, until you be increased and inherit the land. And I will set your bounds from the Red Sea even unto the sea of the Philistines, and from the desert unto the river, for I will deliver the inhabitants of the land into your hand, and you shall drive them out before you. You shall make no covenant with them, nor with their gods. They shall not dwell in your land, lest they make you sin against me. For if you serve their gods, it will surely be a snare unto you. And he said unto Moses, Come up unto the Lord, you and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship you afar off. And Moses alone shall come near the Lord, but they shall not come nigh, neither shall the people go up with him. And Moses came and told the people all the words of the Lord, and all the judgments, and all the people answered with one voice, and said, All the word which the Lord has said we will do. Yeah, they will do. But as we see, we know how that goes real quick. And Moses wrote all the words of the Lord, and rose up early in the morning, and built an altar under the hill, and 12 pillars, according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings, sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto the Lord. And Moses took half of the blood, and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant, and read in the audience of the people, and they said, All that the Lord has said will we do, and be obedient. And Moses took the blood, and sprinkled it on the people, and said, Behold the blood of the covenant which the Lord hath made with you concerning all these words. Then went up Moses and Aaron, and Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel. And they saw the God of Israel, and there was under his feet, as it were, a paved work of a sapphire stone, and as it were, the body of heaven in his clearness. And upon the noble of the children of Israel he laid not his hand. Also they saw God, and did eat and drink. And the Lord said unto Moses, Come up to me into the mount, and be there, and I will give you tables of stone, and a law and commandments which I have written, that you may teach them. And Moses rose up, and his minister Joshua and Moses went up into the mount of God. And he said unto the elders, Tarry you here for us until we come again unto you. And behold, Aaron and Hur are with you. If any man have any matter to do, let him come unto them. And Moses went up into the mount, and a cloud covered the mount. And the glory of the Lord abode upon Mount Sinai, and the cloud covered it 6 days. And the 7th day he called unto Moses out of the midst of the cloud. And the sight of the glory of the Lord was like devouring fire on the top of the mount in the eyes of the children of Israel. And Moses went into the midst of the cloud and got him up into the mount. And Moses was in the mount 40 days and 40 nights. Chapter 25. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, that they bring me an offering of every man that gives it. Willingly with his heart you shall take my offering, and this is the offering which you shall take of them: gold and silver and brass, and blue and purple and scarlet, and fine linen and goat hair, and ram skins dyed red, and badger skins and shittim wood. Oil for the light, spices for anointing oil, and for sweet incense. Onyx stones and stones to be set in the ephod and in the breastplates. Don't know why I was blanking out there. And let them make me a sanctuary, that I may dwell among them, according to all that I show you, after the pattern of the tabernacle, and the pattern of all the instruments thereof. Even so shall you make it. And they shall make an ark of shittim wood. 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and a cubit and a half the breadth thereof, and a cubit and a half the height thereof. And you shall overlay it with pure gold, within and without shall you overlay it, and shall make upon it a crown of gold round about. And you shall cast 4 rings of gold for it, and put them in the 4 corners thereof, and 2 rings shall be in the one side of it, and 2 rings in the other side of it. And you shall make staffs of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold. And you shall put the staffs into the rings by the sides of the ark, that the ark may be pure borne with them. The staff shall be in the rings of the ark, they shall not be taken from it. And you shall put into the ark the testimony which I shall give you. And you shall make a mercy seat of pure gold. 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and a cubit and a half the breadth thereof. And you shall make 2 cherubims of gold of beaten work. You shall make them in the 2 ends of the mercy seat, and make 1 cherubim on the one end, and the other cherubim on the other end. Even of the mercy seat shall you make the cherubims on the 2 ends thereof. The cherubim shall stretch forth their wings on high, covering the mercy seat with their wings, and their face shall look one to another toward the mercy seat. Shall the faces of the cherubim be. And you shall put the mercy seat above upon the ark, and in the ark you shall put the testimony that I give you. And there I will meet with you, and I will commune with you from above the mercy seat, from between the cherubims, which are upon the ark of the testimony of all things which I give you in commandment unto the children of Israel. You shall also make a table of shittim wood. 2 cubits shall be the length thereof, and a cubit the breadth thereof, and a cubit and a half the height thereof. And you shall overlay it with pure gold, and make thereunto a crown of gold around about. And you shall make unto it a border of a hand breadth round about, and you shall make a golden crown to the border thereof round about. And you shall make for it 4 rings of gold, and put the rings in the 4 corners that are on the 4 feet thereof. Over against the border shall the rings be 4 places of the staff to bear the table. And you shall make the staffs of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold, that the table may be borne with them. And you shall make the dishes thereof, and spoons thereof, and cover thereof, of bowls thereof, to cover withal of pure gold shall you make them. And you shall set upon the table showbread before me always. And you shall make a candlestick of pure gold of beaten work. Shall the candlestick be made, his shaft and his branches, his bowls, his knobs, and his flower shall be of the same. And 6 branches shall come out of the sides of it. 3 branches of the candlestick out of the one side, and 3 branches of the candlestick out of the other side. 3 bowls made like unto almond, with a knob and a flower in one branch, and 3 bowls made like almond in the other branch, with a knob and a flower. So in the 6 branches that come out of the candlestick. Why are we sticking together? Weird. And in the candlestick shall be 4 bowls made like unto almonds with their knobs and their flowers. And there shall be a knob under 2 branches of the same, and a knob under 2 branches of the same, and a knob under 2 branches of the same, according to the 6 branches that proceed out of the candlestick. Their knobs and their branches shall be of the same. All it shall be one beaten work of gold, of pure gold. And you shall make the 7 lamps thereof, and they shall light the lamps thereof, that they may give light over against it. And the tongs thereof, and the snuff dishes thereof, shall be of pure gold. Of a talent of pure gold shall he make it with all these vessels. And look that you make them after their patterns, which was shown you in the mount. Well, that's our reading for today, everyone. I will still be iterating some facts, and they'll hopefully, and if I'm hoping you're enjoying those inputs as we do these readings, to help you, the viewer, if you've maybe you've been a long time Christian, but you never, for whatever reason, studied and looked further, maybe this helps you have some more understanding. As well, if you're new, and wanting some more understanding of some things, maybe you're trying to pull away from the institutional church, and want to be more following Jesus than the man-made church. Interesting fact on that. So why a lot of people make the distinction between the institutional church and God's church is for multiple reasons. One, let's just look at this in general, okay? When this was being translated by King James and the Catholic Church, they changed that word. They intentionally changed that word. Because we don't see the word church until much later in Scripture, in the in the New Testament, sorry. And the thing is, it was never the word church. It was gathering, congregation. But it was the Catholic Church, when their the bishops with King James were translating and compiling these scriptures, that they decide to intentionally change that word to church. So, from gathering or congregation. So, I mean, we also look at it like this. A lot of people say, well, Bible tells you to go to church. No, it doesn't. Jesus outright states, wherever there's 2 or more gathered, so am I. He's done how many sermons on the Mount of Olives? He's done 2 on a beach. He's done 1 in the desert. Oh, well, his disciples, he does tell his disciples to go to the synagogues in any cities or any village or towns they go in, but he doesn't tell them to attend and sit in the pews. And that's the thing. He tells them to go and teach. Okay, go and teach, not sit. Not be a practitioner, but go and teach. So, and that's the important word there. So, just a bit of knowledge, If you're someone that does like to go to church on Saturdays or Sunday, I'm not here to discourage you. We are all called to different things, and there's a lot of people. I wasn't called to go to a church until going 3 years ago. I've also been, called last year to step away from it. The Father calls us to these things for certain reasons, but He'll also call you out of them for other reasons. And those are reasons maybe we'll do a discussion on, do a discussion video on, because I think that is something I want to turn into a series. Is not that topic, but just discuss some things, try to have some form of a a chat, between these videos in the comment section, whatever. Share our opinions and our thoughts, and hopefully all grow as a family. Until then, I hope you like what you see and what you hear. If you do enjoy what we're doing here, the Father and I, here with this little ministry, and do you have any suggestions for something you want to see on this channel, drop it down in the comment section. I made a post today. Well, by the time this goes up, it'll probably be 3 weeks old, or 2 weeks old, or leave it there. We've recently gotten up to 5 subscribers. I'm very happy about that. Woke up, saw that this morning. Praise the Father for that one. Our little channel grew by 1. So I'm thinking, I know it's probably still a ways off, but if we can get to 20 subscribers, maybe we'll do a one-off video, do a Q&A. I'll announce that when we ever get to it. Just get the, open up more, learn more about, me, what I do, whatever. Or if you have any questions about this, whatever you want to ask a question about. When we get to, I think when we get to 20 subscribers, we'll go ahead and do that. Just whatever. But until then, if you like what you see, what you hear, and what we're doing here, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Hopefully it starts working. I don't know what to do with that. And share with friends, family, your congregation, maybe a stranger who's never heard it but wants to hear the word. Share the channel. All we're doing here is just spreading the word and letting people hopefully wake up to what the Father wants to give them. Till then, wherever you are, day or night, I hope you have a blessed day.